Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to the Talk of the Town podcast, where each week we bring you valuable insight and information that directly affects our local business community. I'm Danielle Hawley, and I'm the executive director of the best chamber of commerce around, the Fontana Chamber of Commerce. And I'm proud to bring you our Talk of the Town podcast with my co host, Mr. Carlos Garcia of FYI Technologies. This week, we have Cedar House Life Change Center as our guest. They have been members of the Chamber for going on 5 years. We have Melissa Hughes and Jake Strommen with us today. Welcome, guys, to the podcast. We are so excited to have you, and we can't wait to hear about all the amazing things that you have going on.
Welcome, you guys. Thank you for joining us today. You guys are really, really ready to go here with, and I'd like for you guys to introduce yourselves.
Thanks, Carlos. Thank you, Danielle. We're excited to be on the podcast today. My name's Melissa Hughes. I am Director of Marketing and Development for Cedar House Life Change Center.
And I'm Jake Strommen. I am the Resource Development Associate at Cedar House Life Change Center. Thanks, guys, for having us on.
Yeah. And Jake, I have to say, I'm really proud of you because I heard that when you say your title, sometimes it's a little much, or what's going on there?
It's just for some reason, it's like this somewhat long enough title that my brain just goes straight to noodles and I have nothing to come out of my face. So yeah, it worked that time.
You did good. Good job. Awesome. So talk to us a little bit about what you each do in your role at Cedar House, and maybe even start out by telling us how you got associated with Cedar House. I kind of want to hear that story before you tell us what you do. But why Cedar House? How did you find yourselves there?
Melissa,
Sure.
you want to go first?
Sure, I'll start.
Go for it.
So I had a good friend, Jamie Lamb, who I knew through the United Way organization, and she was very involved there, and we were big supporters. And when she moved over as the CEO of Cedar House didn't really have any kind of marketing or fundraising efforts going on for a long time. They've been around for 50 years, but really just were a huge part of the community without really having any of that kind of effort starting. So she pulled me in to do just that, to kind of build a brand for the organization and start some fundraising so we can grow.
Perfect. So day to day, what does your role look like, Melissa?
So my role is really interesting. It's actually a lot of fun because no 2 days are the same. I am responsible for all the marketing in the sense that, our online presence. I do the website. Jake actually does the social media now, which is nice. So all the online presence, Google, profile and all those things. And then all the community outreach, the partnerships and things that the Fontana Chamber has been really helpful to help with too. I'm in charge of all of the events that we host, whether that's community outreach events or fundraising events. And we have a pretty robust grant program. So I manage the grant program and do the writing for that too.
Wow, you're a busy girl. Okay, now Jake, before you introduce yourself, I have to say this because I don't know that everyone knows this, but I used to be your high school teacher.
Yes. You were
No way.
Hard to believe.
Government and econ, right? Those were the two for sure.
Oh, yes, those were the days. And I think, did I have you for U.S. history as well?
Yes, that's right.
Oh,
U.S. history was the other one. Oh, yes.
That was just a couple of years ago.
Absolutely.
I'm just gonna say that. I don't even want to do the math in my head because then I'll start feeling really old. But I know when I saw you at the chamber luncheon, I'm like, Jake, what are you doing here? So it was really great to see you. So let's talk about that. How did you get connected with Cedar House? And then I want to know about your role there and what you do.
Yeah, so Cedar House, actually, it's kind of become a little bit of a family affair. So my sister was hired on into the HR department before me. And so I've been working jobs at churches and stuff, being a worship pastor. That's what I'm trained up to do and everything. And that comes with a lot of creative hats, but was looking for another spot that was mostly go part-time, and I needed some full-time and things. And so I knew of Cedar House through Lynn's, and then she said, there's this possible position, shoot in for it. I did, and kind of just waiting to see what would go down. And for a moment there, it was kind of funny. They were like, oh, we forgot this was open. We meant to close it. And I was like, oh, okay, well, whatever.
Time out. You applied for a job and they forgot that they were hiring for it.
Right, basically. And so, but of course, I get like a message from Jamie, and she's like, well, don't worry, I'll pass things around. My husband knows people, and I want to just make sure that you're taken care of. So that goes down for a quick minute out of nowhere. And then wait for a second. And then I get an email saying, hey, we want you to interview for Cedar House, completely out of the blue. And I was like, oh, rock and roll. So it's back. Okay, let's go.
It was a long time coming that I wanted to add to my department. And so I was really wanting to find someone like Jake. And so we were really happy to find him.
Yeah, so she found me and then popped in, and it just seemed to be a very fun and cool new fit. I mean, a brand new side of things. You know, I'm used to the creative and event planning side of things with churches and all that jazz, but then going into this new idea of fundraising and donor contacts and all these other like really trippy things that I've never done before. Sure. Being able to learn how to do that and spread the word about Cedar House, to me, this is just a secondary ministry. I mean, it's literally just an extension of what I've always known. So, natural fit.
That's fantastic.
That's awesome.
It was meant to be.
Yeah.
So I think as an added bonus, Danielle, I think at some point for this episode, you're going to have to tell us if Jake was a good student or not in your class.
Oh, okay. I will tell you. You have to
we have to do that.
No lies.
All right. I will give the real deal at the end here.
There we go. That would be awesome. So, hey, you talked about the chamber. So tell us why you joined the chamber, the Fontana Chamber.
Sure. So as I said, Cedar House has been around for 50 years. We're a nonprofit. So we're always trying to find great partnerships in the community, people that want to support us, organizations that want to support us, and trying to kind of just get involved and learn more about other organizations too. So I shopped around all the different chambers because we cover the whole Inland Empire. So Cedar House serves all of San Bernardino and Riverside counties. So I could have gone anywhere, and I did. I went to the Riverside and San Bernardino, Rancho, Upland, hit up all the breakfasts and talked to people. And it was a great exercise. But when it came down to it, the luncheons that Fontana Chamber was hosting at Center Stage, I just always felt like those, I got the most out of it. And it felt like is a little bit more of an intimate group, although it's not so intimate anymore. It keeps growing.
Not intimate anymore. You and 500 of your closest friends, no?
Yes, it's a fast growing chamber, but luckily I got in early. So I kind of know a lot of folks there, and it's been a really good fit.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate you choosing us. I know you could have gone anywhere, and we won't hold it against you that you tried other ones out. No, I'm just kidding. You came home, you found the right one. But that's something that we really, truly pride ourselves in. And I remember the first time that I met you, Melissa, I think it was at one of the luncheons. And you know, we call ourselves the Chamber family, and we have grown exponentially since we started at Center Stage with the luncheons. But even though our numbers increase, those relationships and partnerships that we formed still have that family feel, and that's what we really pride ourselves in. So no matter how large we grow to, I know we're gonna keep breaking all these records, and eventually we're gonna fill up that entire room at Jesse Turner Center, which is where we're at now for our monthly luncheon. But we just appreciate people like you being a part of the chamber, and we appreciate what you're doing, not only for our business community, but just for the community at large. And I wanted to talk a little bit about that, to dig a little bit more into the history of Cedar House. You know, if you know, I'm a little familiar with it, obviously, because I know you guys, and I definitely want to take a tour. Yes. Quick shout out to our community engagement coordinator, Miss Jackie, who's our Miss Fontana. She got to go on a tour. Yes. And came back and just said, wow, I really get it. I get what they do. And I said, okay, so what did they do? And she said, you just got to go see it. So yeah. I feel like it's one of those things that people need to experience. But can you just share with us what exactly you guys do and the life change that's happening there?
Sure. So, again, we're a substance abuse treatment center. We help people who are struggling with drug and alcohol addiction, coming from all walks of life, through Riverside and San Bernardino counties, and really anywhere. We sort of have a couple of different ways that we do our admissions, and most of it is through Medi-Cal. We're really serving a lot of the underprivileged, the marginalized, the folks on the street who have just been suffering in their addiction for so many years, and their families are struggling. So they come to us. and we just have the best evidence-based care. It's really effective. People at Cedar House are really good at what they do. A big reason for that is because so many have been through recovery themselves. And so, one thing that you learn when you go through recovery is that you can't keep it unless you give it away. So paying it forward and sharing what your experience is like and supporting others in their journey is a big reason why I think Cedar House is so effective. But just to be a little more specific, we have residential treatment. We have 125 beds at our main campus. We've got an outpatient program, recovery services, or aftercare. We have an alumni association who now stays connected with an app, thanks to Sam Manuel. I'll have to give him a little shout out. So that was one of the grants we received. We offer medication-assisted treatment. We have another facility in Riverside called Arlington. That's 54 beds for 30-day stabilization. That also has a sobering center on site there. And we have a home for women with children. So women get the same comprehensive, tailored treatment that we offer at Cedar House. The women can come and live with their children and get that same experience, and their kids get to have kind of a more stable upbringing there. And we have one sober living facility across the street from Cedar House called Sanctuary House, and that's for 6 men. We're hoping to do a lot of growing and add some more sober living too.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
And just the fact that you guys are doing some amazing things, I'm sure you have quite a bit of success stories that at some point we would love to discuss and talk to you guys about. But tell us, what does 2024 look like for you guys? What events do you have coming up?
Jake, do you want to take this one? I'm doing a lot of talking.
Absolutely. So events coming up. So speaking about, programs and everybody, she touched on alumni, and we actually have our alumni day coming up in May 4th. It'll be a Saturday. That one's a really cool event. For me, it'll be my first one. I'm looking forward to it. I've seen the video coverage and all the fun stuff that we've done in the past, where all the alums who have gone through our program come back and get to celebrate with those who are brand new graduates, those who graduated even before them, and just this huge history of folks that get to come through, and we get to celebrate them. I mean, and like Melissa also said, a lot of our staff who are in recovery, they also went through our own program. So they came back to where they found help and where they were able to find healing. And so they come and hang out on the weekend after the job's done during the week, and they get to celebrate with everybody too. A lot of those success stories are folks who came through, graduated, and then came back to help others. And so that's a really cool thing. So that's just one deal going down. Let's see. After that, we've got the golf tournament. The 5th annual golf classic is coming up in August. That's the end of August 19th. And then our gala will be happening. That's another one that's a huge one every year that we get to do. That'll be in, I think, mid to end October. I think we're just about ready to land on a date for that one. But yeah, those are the big events. And then our small little things right now. I mean, a fun one that we've been trying to test out has just been doing little community fundraiser fun things where we partner with, the local restaurants and doing give back stuff. And so like last month we were with Biology, just right over at the Riverside exit on the 10. And we were able to talk with them, and they were able to do a whole give back fundraiser. So everybody from the facility and family and friends and everybody jumped into the car and ran over to Biology, picked up their pizza, and we had a great time. And that was really, really cool. And so this month, next week, we'll be doing one at the Chipotle that's over there as well, because it's just close to the facility and everybody can run over. And that'll be in the dinner time from 5 to 9. So we'll try to get as much, fundraising done there. And every month, I mean, if you keep on watching all of our social media and stuff, just search Cedar House Life Change Center. Not too hard to find. You can search it on all of your platforms, and you'll be able to keep up to date with all the different ones. I've got stuff lined up every end of the month at a different restaurant just to see what we can do, see what we can be able to raise, and then make a big old family dinner out of it. It's a fun time. So
I love it. And who doesn't like to eat, right? And you can eat
exactly.
pies. I mean, I'm in. You had me at pizza, Biology, I'm there.
Exactly. So come to Chipotle this month. It'll be a great
one. I like Chipotle too. I like it.
Yes.
Well, it's fantastic all the things that you guys are doing. And I know it takes a lot of time, energy, effort, resources, especially to make this happen. And so I appreciate you guys sharing ways that the local community can get involved to support you guys. I heard you say San Manuel. I know if you're listening out there and you feel led to support this amazing work that is happening at Cedar House. How can people support you guys? How can they get in contact with you?
Yeah, so you can jump right into our website, cedarhouse.org/donate, and that'll take you right to the donation landing page if you want to do anything like that. You can automate the thing and make it really, really easy. You can do that as a monthly. I think you can also do a quarterly or yearly. As we were doing this last Giving Tuesday campaign at the end of the year and end of year giving, I think when I crunched all the numbers, it comes out to like $1.50 a day. Turns out to be a $500 donation by the end of the year. Wow. And so, ASPCA can give their 33 cents, but $1.50 for us is a lot better to save some lives, all right?
Hey, everyone can go without their Starbucks for the week, and use that money for a good cause. I love that. Now, let's say if people aren't able to monetarily give, are there other ways that people can get involved with what you guys are doing?
Yeah, there's definitely volunteering. We do like to be able to partner with folks. I mean, especially even talking to companies. And if you're with a company that is heavily involved in volunteering and they're looking for ways to help do outreach in the community, talk to them about us. When we do our events, we've always got things that we need help with, obviously. Me and Melissa don't have all the hands and all the hats, so somebody's got to do something. So the volunteering is always a big help, and that's just a great thing too. So Melissa, if you got any other things, you go right ahead and shoot them. And I think I covered a few of them.
Yeah, and the best thing people can do is help us spread the word. The awareness is so important for what we do. So visiting our website and then sharing all the social media, just helping get the word out. And then, yeah, absolutely. If they can support our events, we'll certainly be hitting everybody up for sponsorships, for the golf tournament, for the gala. It's fun to have a lot of different organizations involved in those events. So hopefully we can get some more chamber folks there too.
Yeah. I love it. Well, we love you guys. We appreciate you guys. We love the work that you're doing. Keep up the great work. I will say, as promised, I feel like we're nearing the end of our time. So let's do the assessment here on Mr. J. No, great student. And I really truly mean that. I feel like every day when Jake came into my classroom, you just have those kids that are like, I don't know, they just have that great personality, and the atmosphere is better when they're in the room, and that was totally Jake. And so it's just been a joy for me to see you all these years later.
There you go. You gave it away.
Years. But no, just to see you grow up and see the man that you've become, and just to see you really get connected and plugged in, giving back to the community. I think it's just a great testament to who you are, Melissa. And of course, you just do such a phenomenal job. We just love and appreciate both of you. And just thank you, really, truly thank you for the amazing work that you guys do. Thank you for being a part of the Chamber family. And we know the future is very bright. We can't wait to see all that you guys accomplish in 2024. But we just appreciate you guys being on the show with us today.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for having us.
Great work, you guys.
Thank you, Carlos. This has been fun.
Thank you. Well, and you were our first featured member, so you get to have that title. And I think, Jake,
yes.
Do you have the winning
ticket? I still have my winning ticket.
I love this. So this is a big reason why you guys want to come to our monthly membership luncheons. Cedar House was our first featured member. We raffled off an opportunity to be on the podcast, and you were the first ones because you won, and it was totally meant to be, and I'm so happy that it was you. You guys just keep up the great work. So you're going to want to join us next week, because these episodes come out every single week. We have great info, great insight coming to you. Talk of the Town podcast. Like, subscribe, share. Make sure you're following us on all of our social media. Our fontanachamber.org website has a lot of great information as well. But again, the Fontana Chamber wants to be the advocate, voice, and resource to our local business community. And we are proud to have done that for the last 110 years. Super proud of that. Can't wait for the next 110. I won't be around by then, but hey, I probably got another 50 in the tank. So we got a lot to accomplish here over these next years. But next week, we're going to be featuring my awesome co-host, Carlos Garcia from FYI Technology. So you don't want to miss that episode. Once again, thank you for joining the Talk of the Town podcast, and we will see you guys all next week.